Hi, welcome to MindBlend. In today's video, we're going to reveal some powerful mind tricks that can help you learn anything fast. Ever wondered if there's a secret formula to absorb new information like a sponge? Well, we're here to tell you there is. And it's all down to how you engage your mind. We invite you to join our community, subscribe to our channel, and unlock the potential of your brain. So without further delay, let's dive into these incredible mind tricks. The first mind trick is visualization. Visualization is a potent tool in learning. But what exactly is it? Think of it as painting a picture in your mind. When you're learning something new, instead of just reading or hearing about it, try to visualize it. Imagine the details, the colors, the shapes. Create a mental image that's as vivid as possible. For instance, if you're studying the life cycle of a butterfly, don't just read about it, picture it. See the caterpillar emerging from the egg, slowly transforming into a chrysalis, and finally blossoming into a beautiful butterfly. So, why is visualization so beneficial? It's simple. Our brains are wired to process visual information more efficiently. By visualizing information, we make it easier for our brains to grasp and retain it. And here's the best part. The more you practice visualization, the better you get at it, and the more it enhances your learning. Remember, the more you can picture something, the better you'll be able to understand and remember it. Moving on to the second mind trick, spaced repetition. This technique is all about timing. Think of it like watering a plant. You don't dump a bucket of water on it once and hope for the best. No, you water it a little bit every day to keep it healthy. Learning is the same way. Spaced repetition is the practice of reviewing information at increasing intervals over time. For instance, if you're learning a new language, instead of cramming all the vocabulary in one day, you would learn a few words every day and review each set of words after a few days, then after a week, then after a month, and so on. This method helps to move information from your short-term memory to your long-term memory, making it easier to recall. It's not about how much time you spend studying, but how you use that time. So, don't cram, take advantage of spaced repetition instead. The third mind trick that can boost your learning is mnemonics. Now what's that, you ask? Mnemonics is a method of memory enhancement which uses patterns of letters, ideas, or associations. It's like creating a mental map or a vivid image in your mind that links to the information you're trying to remember. For example, let's say you're trying to remember the order of the planets. You could use the mnemonic, "My very excited mother just served us noodles," where each of the initial letters corresponds to the first letter of each planet. Mnemonics can be a game changer in learning, especially when it comes to remembering complex or abstract information. The beauty of mnemonics is that it allows you to convert dry, hard-to-remember facts into colorful, memorable images. It's like turning a black and white photograph into a bright, vibrant painting. So the next time you're struggling to remember something, give mnemonics a try. Mnemonics, a simple yet powerful trick to make any information stick. Now, let's move on to the next 4 mind tricks. Our fourth mind trick is called interleaving. This technique involves mixing up different skills in a single study session. It's like making a delicious brain salad. You might think focusing on one thing at a time is the way to go, but research suggests that switching between different but related topics can actually help you learn more effectively. Fifth in line, we have the Pomodoro technique. This trick is named after a tomato-shaped timer. Here's how it works. You set a timer for 25 minutes and focus on your task. When the timer rings, you take a 5-minute break. After 4 cycles, you take a longer break. This method helps keep your brain fresh and prevents burnout. Next up, we have teaching others. You might have heard the saying, "To teach is to learn twice." There's a lot of truth in that. When you explain a concept to someone else, you're not just helping them understand, but you're also reinforcing your own understanding of the subject. Our 7th mind trick is self-quizzing. This is not about those stressful end-of-term exams, but rather about testing what you've learned in a low-pressure situation. Research shows that self-quizzing helps reinforce learning and improves long-term recall. So, take some time to create flashcards or use a quiz app on your phone. These tricks might seem simple, but they are incredibly effective when used correctly. Remember, knowledge is not just about the information you take in, but also about how you process and recall that information. So give these techniques a try. and you might be amazed at how quickly you can master new skills and absorb new knowledge. Stay tuned as we uncover the final 3 mind tricks in our next segment. And remember, the mind is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. So keep learning, keep growing, and keep challenging yourself. And finally, the last 3 mind tricks. We're on the home stretch, folks. Buckle up as we delve into the final trio of mind tricks that can turbocharge your learning. The 8th mind trick is called the Feynman technique, named after the renowned physicist Richard Feynman. This technique is all about teaching what you've learned to someone else. By explaining a concept in your own words, you're forced to simplify complex ideas and strengthen your understanding. So, grab a willing participant or even an imaginary friend and start teaching. Next up, we have the interleaving technique. This trick involves mixing up different subjects or topics while you're learning. Instead of focusing on one topic for a long period, you switch between them. This method can be a bit challenging, but it's an excellent way to keep your brain agile and improve your problem-solving skills. Imagine you're learning to play the guitar. Instead of practicing only chords for hours, mix in some scales and strumming patterns. This way, your practice sessions are more varied and stimulating. And finally, the 10th mind trick is self-testing. It's as straightforward as it sounds. Test yourself regularly to reinforce what you've learned. This can be as simple as using flashcards or doing practice problems. The key is to make the testing challenging. If it's too easy, you're not pushing your brain to recall information, which is where the real learning happens. These last 3 mind tricks, the Feynman technique, interleaving, and self-testing, are powerful tools in your learning arsenal. Use them wisely and watch as your learning takes off at warp speed. And there you have it, 10 mind tricks that can significantly speed up your learning. With these tricks up your sleeve, there's no limit to what you can learn and achieve. So what are you waiting for? It's time to get learning. So, those were the 10 mind tricks that can help you learn anything fast. Let's take a moment to recap what we've learned today. First, we explored the power of visualization. By creating a mental image of the information you're trying to learn, you can effectively create a lasting impression in your mind. This method is particularly useful when you're trying to learn complex concepts or ideas. Next, we dove into the concept of spaced repetition. This trick involves revisiting the information you're trying to learn at increasing intervals over time. It's a scientifically proven method that helps to cement the information in your long-term memory. Our 3rd mind trick was all about mnemonics. This is a popular learning technique that involves creating associations to help remember information. This could be in the form of acronyms, visual images, or even songs. Then we moved on to our next 4 mind tricks. These included techniques such as self-explanation, where you teach the information to yourself as if you were teaching someone else. We also discussed the benefits of interleaving, where you mix up different types of information or skills in one study session rather than focusing on one topic at a time. Finally, we rounded off with our last 3 tricks. We learned about the power of active recall, where you practice remembering the information without looking at your notes. We also discussed the benefits of using metaphor and analogy to understand complex ideas. And last but not least, we explored the concept of deliberate practice, which involves focusing on improving your weak areas rather than just practicing what you're already good at. But remember, knowing these tricks is only the first step. The real magic happens when you start implementing them in your learning routine. It's not about using all of them at once, but rather picking the ones that work best for you and making them a regular part of your study habits. If you make a conscious effort to incorporate these techniques into your learning process, you'll be amazed at how quickly you can master new information and skills. And the best part? These tricks can be applied to learning anything, from a new language to a musical instrument or even complex scientific concepts. We hope these tricks will help you in your learning journey. Please share your experiences in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video for more insightful content. Thank you for watching MindBlend.